Yeah. First things first, nice. So, just a few announcements. This afternoon, we did have our first. We did have the Vibe Hackathon launching. Maybe I can showcase to you Vibe Coding Hackathon. Yes, it was launched today at 12:30. So just in case you missed, um, please make sure you align yourself. You have 4 days, I think 4 days, or let me see. This is you've got between today to July 9th. So July 9th is the awarding ceremony. So for you, you should be more concerned about uh, the delivery. So by July 3rd, you should have done your deliverables. So you have between today, like approximately 4 days, like 5 days to make sure that you got your project up and running. So yeah, make sure you are good. In case you don't have this presentation, I'll share in the chat in the course of this lesson so that you can have it just in case you missed out. Worry not. We will also share this in the group, the main group for AI for software engineering, so that you can be able to be all hands go on the Vibe Coding Hackathon 2.0. Now, remember, this is the third hackathon, so you have one more hackathon to go, and then you finish. Now, based on what you signed in your course time, you should be able to participate in at least 3 hackathons. So now, gauge yourself. How many hackathons have you participated? Uh, if it's not 3, you still have one more to go, one that is coming up. You can participate. You are supposed to attend at least 3 hackathons. Okay, cool. So that is pretty good. Yes, so that is a hackathon for today. Again, if I may if I may do something for today's class recordings, the morning class recordings are up. Yeah, I believe so. Let me see. Uh, Somewhere in week 6. Today is week 6. Imagine, guys, you've got only 2 more weeks to go. Actually, it's like one because week 8 is about project. And final project, you're the one who is doing it, not me. So yeah, so you see, it's not on me. Final project is on you guys. Uh, and in the course of this week, we agreed in the morning, you receive a form where you can be able to submit your final project. You've got like 4 weeks after this week, and maybe next week but one, and next week but two, like 4 weeks to be able to make sure that you have finalized on your final project. The final project, you can do it as a group work, 3 to 5 people, acceptable, or you can do it as an individual. So it's all about how you decide to do it. And then you can be able to submit. And then once you submit, that will be your final project. Consider your final project like the major exam. We don't give exams here at PLP. We want to see what you can do with the knowledge you've acquired. So give it your best shot, because that's what we will use when uh, when you be translated, you'll be transferred to the talent hub. After this, now you'll be done with the academy after the 16 weeks. So after that, you'll be transferred to the talent hub. In the talent hub, that's where you'll be connected with industry players who need your skills, employers who can utilize your skills. So how will they know that you got skills? It's through that final project. Okay? Yes, yes. Now, my friend, Mofo Mafare, I've already said that the form will be shared in the course of the week, not today. Okay. Yes. So don't give me pleasure. I refuse all kinds of pressure. I won't take pressure from anybody. No, 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 no. Okay. Yes. The form will be shared in the course of this week. All right. Yes, not today. I didn't say today. All right. Good. All right. So thank you so much. Uh, so um so again, the recordings for today's class, for today's class are available on the RMS. You can be able to find them, whereby you can go to week 6 for the morning lesson. You can go to week 6. Let me see. Okay, cool. Uh, Let me show you where you get them. The curriculum part, you get to week 6. Remember, we are on week 6. And on week 6, check for Feb 2025 cohort recordings. You see the presentation that we used in the morning, as well as the live class recording for session 1. Also, after this live recording session will be updated on the RMS here. So it should be item number 3, but afterwards, okay, later at the night, it will be updated. Cool. So with that, today's class is very different from what you usually have. Today's class is a master class led by one of a great AI engineer in the field, practicing, and she'll be sharing with us her journey and basically more like what entails being an AI software engineer. You'll get to know how do AI engineers live. What does it entail in the life of an AI engineer? So that will be very cool. So we please give her the best vibes, make sure you ask queries about daily practice of AI for software engineering. And she's the best guide to tell you what it entails in our in our day-to-day lives. But before that, I have JS Daddy in the house. JS Daddy, you can say hi, our very own JS Daddy. Shout out to JS Daddy. Yeah, JS Daddy, say hi, Evans.
Okay, thank you, Check-in. How are you guys? I hope you are doing well. And today I'm here also to learn from an able engineer, that is Rhoda. So she's a lady, so our ladies in the team, you have one of your own right here. So I'm ready to learn as well. Thank you guys. Let's enjoy.
Okay, thank you so much, Evans. Evans have been very good. He's been the charming guy when it comes to practicals, and we've really enjoyed his sessions, and it's been wonderful. So without much ado, I feel like first playing a song for maybe I don't know which is favorite, but let me see whether I have my darling. A song just to welcome our nice guest. Yeah, good. I don't want just to welcome my visitor without a song. I want to be guided by a song. So let me check for a number to welcome my visitor here. And yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. Yes, because he's already. I think my darling is a good one. Okay. Yes. Yeah, cool. All right. So, mhm, there we go. Uh-huh. Good. Yes. Welcome, Rhoda. We love you so much. Thank you for being available for this session. This is a special dedication for you. Yes. Cool. Okay, crowd, make sure everybody you dance wherever you are. Okay, all right. Good, good. Okay, welcome, Rhoda. Take the floor. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes.
Thank you, Chakin. Hi, everyone. Um, do I have to turn on my camera, my video?
It's okay if you feel like turning it on. If you feel like going close, no problem.
Thank you. Um, let me know when you see my screen.
Let me stop sharing so that you can share. That's okay.
Hi, Monica. Hi, everyone. I hope you all had a great day, and I look forward to having a very interactive class today. Yeah, I hope I'll get to learn from you. Yeah, so prepare as many questions as you can. And yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, now we are able to see.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yes.
Thanks for that. Let me put it in presentation mode. Then we can get started. Nice. So today we're going to learn about how to use AI to deliver business value. And before I get into the content, my key message today is that the biggest impact comes from not just building cool products or models, but from deeply understanding business pain points. By that I mean, as much as you've learned the software development skill, when it gets to the market, to the business, it won't make sense if you build products that are not meeting the pain points of the customers you're serving. So in everything that you do, like in everything that you're building, ensure that it's deeply rooted in the customer pain points, like you're solving a problem that a customer is facing, and whatever milestones you are achieving while working on the product, ensure that the customer is included all the way from the word go to the production. By word go, I mean when you start working on the use case, defining it, all the way to when you've built the product or use case and you get to deploy it. So let's get into it and see what I have for you. So for today, the agenda will be this. I will be taking you through my journey, how I got to become firstly, I'd like to let you know that as much as I'm an AI engineer, I am a data scientist who is specializing in AI. Yeah, so I will get to take you through my journey. I'll get to take you through my day-to-day routine as an AI developer. I'll get to show you how we use AI skills in the workplace and anything else. And then we'll get to the questions and answers. I hope that's clear and we can get started. So let's get to the career journey. So personally, my journey is kind of unique, and I believe that everyone's journey is unique. So I'll just take you through my career journey and give you a few tips from what I've learned since I started this journey. So personally, my journey started at JQuat, where I did telecommunications and information engineering. At that point, I had no idea that I would end up being in the AI space, the data world. But while studying at JQuat, I got to get the fundamentals, fundamentals that really came in handy when I got to the tech world. So yeah, I started as a telecommunications and information engineering student at JQuat. I did several internships that were for telecommunications and information engineering. And while at it, I got to discover data science. So my journey has not been very straight, I'd say that. I'd say that, you see, from telecommunication engineering, I got to learn about data science, and I was very curious about this data science, and I got to do a lot of upskilling through online courses, through boot camps, and self-paced learning. And eventually I got to land a job. And then after that, I got to grow my skills while solving the practical problems in the workplace. And at the moment, I'm working as a data scientist who is specializing in AI. And by this, I mean I build products that leverage on generative AI. Yeah, and everything to do with AI. Yeah. So whichever field you might be in, it's very easy to get into AI space, into software engineering, into AI, into data, into tech. It doesn't matter which background you have. So it's all about it's all right. It will come in handy when you're working, because let's say you're working for a business related company, it's very key for you to have an understanding of how a business runs all the way from the start to the end. If you're working in a health related field, it will be beneficial for you to get to learn how the health world works, the health systems, how everything health works. So for my case, I'd say for telecommunication, it came in handy because at the moment I'm working at Safaricom, which is a telecommunications company, and through the skills I got to learn at university, they come in handy because I am building products that are telecommunications related. So yeah, so that is it for my career journey. Well, what advice do I have for someone who has started their AI and software engineering journey? Is that it needs passion. Like it needs you to go out there, uh, do research, do a lot of learnings, ensure that you, let's say if you're learning at PLP, ensure that you are you are gaining the skill, like you're understanding everything that is being taught, you're able to deliver projects, because when you deliver projects, that's like a KPI, that's a key indicator that shows that you've understood the skill. Focus on understanding the skill, and whenever you are solving problems, if you meet new requirements that, let's say, you need to learn this thing, like this sector, let's say you are very new in, let's say, I like referencing the health sector. Let's say you are very new in the health sector, you've gained your AI skills and the software engineering skills. Make sure you also get to learn about the field that you are in, so that whatever problems you'll be solving, they will be curated for that field. So that's the advice I'd like to give you. Yeah, so let's get into the how my day looks like as an AI developer. So yeah, so this is specifically for me and most of my colleagues. So my day usually starts earlier than 8 a.m., but I'd like to focus on the work aspects. So my working day usually starts at 8 a.m. And what I usually do, I go through my emails to see any new things that have come up. I get to see what my stakeholders, let's say if they've communicated through emails, I get to catch that. I get to plan my day as from 8 to 8:30. After that, we have these ceremonies that we usually have as so when you're working in a company or an organization, you get that they have different frameworks that they use to work to ensure productivity. For our case, we are using Agile framework. And Agile framework is when you deliver, let's say if you're working on a product, you deliver it not like the full product, you deliver it in MVPs. An MVP is a minimum viable product, and that being like, let's say if you're building an application, you won't deliver it as a full application all at once. You will keep building smaller bits and keep building on that. So we usually say fail fast and fail fast, learn fast, so that you get to resolve the issues very early on. So we usually have agile ceremonies, and one of them is the daily stand-up. So the daily stand-up happens like once a day, like for 30 minutes, where we have like a small meeting, and in that meeting we have developers, we have data scientists, we have data engineers, we have machine learning operations engineers, we have an agile coach, we have a product owner. A product owner is like when you're working on this product, and this is the person who will be like assessing whether you are meeting the customer needs. It's like it can be the customer, or okay, it's like having someone who knows like how this product is supposed to look like, and they will be testing every stage to ensure that whatever you're building is meeting the standards that it's required to meet, like the person you're building for. I'd put it like that. So yeah, so at 8:30 we usually have a stand-up, and the main thing we do in that stand-up is to report on the progress of the project you're working on. Like, what have I achieved so far? What did I work on yesterday? Which feature did I work on yesterday? What am I planning to work on today? And do I have any blockers or anything like that? So yeah, 8:30, we usually have a stand up, and then after that, by 9, the stand up is we are done with the stand up, and then we start working. So I'd say my working session usually starts from 9 a.m. to around 1 p.m. And what I usually do during this period, of course, you remember in the morning when I started my day, I planned during the planning session, I usually focus on who am I supposed to communicate to today? What am I supposed to deliver? Like, what am I supposed to deliver so that I can report it in the stand-up? like it's like planning your day related to the work I'm delivering. So when the 9 a.m. starts, I know the stakeholder I'm supposed to have a meeting with. So most of the time in the morning, on a good day, I'd say I have like one meeting with the stakeholders, and mainly this is to take them through what I have built so far, to see whether we're in line, to see whether there's anything that might come up, like if they want something, a feature added or something like that. And then also between that 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., I also usually set like 2 hours aside where I usually do, like I focus on my work, the work I'm doing, like the product I'm delivering. I focus on just working on that. And I usually call it deep work. Yeah, like my full focus for 2 hours is on delivering this thing. Yeah. So sometimes this doesn't go as planned. You might find that there are so many meetings that might come up. Let's say, normally we don't work on just one project at a go. You might work on like 2 or 3 projects, and you know you have to do the stakeholder management, where you have to have meetings with the stakeholders, like from all the projects you're working on. So you have to plan yourself to see what time suits having these meetings with the stakeholders. So sometimes this 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. doesn't go as planned. You find that there are meetings that might come up, but mostly this is what usually happens. Yeah. And then at lunch, we usually have a lunch break for like 1 hour. I usually dedicate it to watering myself. By that, I mean like that's my time, because I've been focusing on working. So now this is my time to eat, to rest. And then at 2 p.m., I get back to working. So from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., it's kind of the same as from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Because mostly anything that happens during that time is tied to my workload that I have. And that workload is dependent on the work I'm supposed to deliver in a sprint. A sprint is another, I'd say, agile ceremony, because we have like sprints, like you're building a product, you have to divide your workload into 2 weeks of delivering, 2 weeks of delivering, like you're reporting it in 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So let's say you say, I'll deliver this part of this project in this sprint. So meaning in that sprint, you will be focusing on delivering that part of that project. So yeah. So what usually happens between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. and between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. is kind of the same. And it usually involves building, testing, engaging stakeholders, and collaborating with the teammates. Because sometimes you might find that you're not the only person working on that project. There are projects that you can work as just one person, and there are others that you can work as many people. And also even the ones that you're working on a project as one person, sometimes you might find that you will need people to assist you to deliver. People like data engineers who will ensure that you have the right data to deliver that project, or machine learning operations engineers who will assist you to deploy the project. So I'd say roughly that's how my day usually goes, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then after 5 p.m., I usually say that that's my time to learn, because in the course of the day you've been delivering. So after 5 p.m., it's my time to water into myself. By that I mean learning new skills, researching, and sometimes reflecting on other methodologies that I should consider when solving a problem. Yeah, so that is it for a day in the life of an AI developer. And from this, I'd say the key takeaway will be you need to learn how to work with people, because you see, as from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. you can see, like, I'm working with a lot of people. I'm working with different developers. I'm working with different data scientists. I'm working with stakeholders and so many other people. So you should have you should know how to collaborate and to work with a team, because it takes a team to deliver. Yeah, so that is it for a day in the life of an AI developer. Now I will get to take you through how AI skills are implemented in harnessing the business processes. So for this, it's mainly how do we move from finding the need to build a product to actually building it and ensuring that it's in use by the stakeholder or the person you're building it for. Because sometimes you could be building something, and then once it gets to the consumption, it might not get used. So that's why I'm focusing on that, like from identifying the need to ensuring that the product you're building is in use. We are not focusing on just building products. We are building products that can be used in the business. Yeah. So the very first thing that we do when you want to build an AI product is, of course, identifying the business need. And this can come in so many ways. So I don't have access to the. So if you have any question, you can just, because I can't at the moment, I can't see the chat. But if you have any question, maybe you can type it there, and once I'm done, I'll go through them and answer you guys. All right. So moving from the need to the AI solution. So the very first thing is identifying the business need. This could be, let's say, you're working for an organization and you've identified a pain point that the customers could be going through, or the employees could be going through, or a stakeholder can come to you with a need. So the very first thing, once you've identified the pain points and you've put yourself in the position of the person you're trying to solve the problem for, the next stage will be to define the problem. Yeah, a person has come to you, they've told you about the issue they're facing. You've seen, yeah, this is an issue, this is really an issue. The next step will be for you to have it clearly defined, and to be clear that whatever you've understood is what the customer is facing. So this is where you should come up with a strong and very clear problem statement. Or if you're working, for us, the way we use Agile, you can come up with user stories. User stories is things like you want to put yourself in the user's shoes. So you say, as a user, I'd like to, okay. Okay, you can put the user stories as the user wants to do this, but struggles with this. And then you can come up with a clearly defined problem statement with user stories. And then after that, once you've understood the problem, you move to the defining the approach that you will use to solve that problem. So the approach to building the product that will solve the problem the user is facing. So mostly when you are when you are trying to understand, when you are trying to define the problem, this is where you get to know whether AI will really solve that problem or not, because not every user problem can be solved using AI. Sometimes you might find that you don't actually need AI. You might find that you just need a simpler method to solve that. And I usually advise people to go with, if there's a simpler way of doing it, don't complicate things. There's no need to complicate things. So yeah, so after you are very sure this is an AI problem, or you need to build a software product, then you need to come up with an approach. And in that approach, you should divide it into different milestones. By milestones, you want to say, like, you're building this big product, but it has different milestones, small milestones that you can say, I have achieved this, so let's move to the next task of that building of that product, or something like that. Yeah, so that's basically just breaking the solution into different steps. Like, this is how I'm going to. Yeah, so to be very clear here, it's all about imagining how the product will look like, how will the user consume it, so which technology you will use to deliver that product, and any other and anything else that might be in between there. Yeah, so let's say you've done those 3 steps, you have to move to the next step, because you've understood the approach, the problem is very clear. So the next thing is to build a prototype. A prototype is just like, I'd say it's like a proof. It's a concept, like a way of proving. Is it proof? Yeah, it's a way of proving your concept that it works. So you can build just a way of showing. You can use very little data. If, let's say, you're working on a chatbot, just to see whether, just to make your stakeholder or product owner, or the person you're building for that product, to show them that this is doable, and to be on the same page, like this is what they really want. So you build a prototype and test it with real users, and then after that, actually building the prototype and working and delivering the user experience kind of comes in handy, because you've built the prototype, how will the user consume it? So this is where you have to decide, how do I package that solution? Will it be an application? Will it be just an API? Will it be just a dashboard? Or what experience will the user have using this product? So yeah, and then once you built the UI, you get to keep uh checking, like you can scale it up to more data and more customers, and then you get to measure the results, and then you keep refining the model. Sometimes you'll find that when you're working on a product, it's kind of iterative in a way, like you'll keep repeating certain steps to ensure that the goal you had in mind is coming into life. Yeah, so this is how we usually move from transforming, like, the customer needs and pain points to actually building a product for them. I would like to take you through how we've been working with AI in the workspace since AI, like, came up. I put it like that. So the AI space has really evolved, and I'm very sure you are very aware from the lessons you've had in this program. So this will be just repeating to ensure that it's sticking in your heads. So yeah, so we all know when ChatGPT came up, and everyone was excited about it, and people stopped using Google search and the other ways of getting information. Like most of the people, of course, they prefer the ChatGPT. So mostly we the building of the AI products has really evolved. So we started with RAG. There's this term called RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation. So this is like you know, like the way you usually prompt your chat GPT to get answers, or like you're able to chat about things. So now we moved to building RAG applications. Those are like, let's say you can bring in external knowledge sources. Let's say you want to build a chatbot regarding mental health. So what that entails is you bringing mental health documents that have been reviewed by specialists like therapists or anyone who is an expert in that field, and then you bring those documents, you create indexes. Is a way of changing those documents, because we are working with the computer here. Computer doesn't understand normal English language. It has to understand. It understands only the numerical aspects. That's why we have to do the indexing, and in the indexing, it's like how do I call it? It's like giving how do I put it? It's like giving them okay. Yeah. So for RAG, you bring in the document, you index, you store the indexes in the vector database, and then it will be, once you've stored them in the vector database, it will be easier for for retrieval. So that's where the the retrieval comes in, like you're retrieving using those indexes you created using an embedding model. And then after that, whenever you have a question, that question will be also indexed, and then using cosine similarity, it will be checking between the indexes that have been stored in the vector DB and the indexes of the questions you are asking, and it will get to retrieve the best suited answer to the questions you're answering. So RAG, actually, we were using RAG to build chatbots, to build knowledge base assistants, and so forth and so forth. And it was not very seamless, I'd say. Sometimes you find that you built a chatbot, but it's not that intelligent. It can't do other things apart from answering questions. So after a while, the AI agents came up. So for the AI agents, we are moving from just answering yeah, to doing. AI agents now came in. Like you can give them, you can tell it the end goal you want, and decide it will decide what to use to achieve the goal you want to achieve. So yeah, we moved from RAG. From RAG we moved to AI agents, which are able to reason, plan, and act to accomplish a task. And mostly the AI agents, an example of where it comes in handy is like you can build an AI agent for for let's say booking a flight, coming up with an itinerary for you, and let's say, yeah, like you can just build an agent that you can tell, I want to book a flight. It will ask you where. Sometimes it might involve human in the loop, and sometimes it might not. So by human in the loop is when it's asking you for feedback, and you get to give it feedback, and it uses that feedback to finish the task that it's working to accomplish. So yeah, so we moved from RAG to AI agents, and then at the moment, the new thing that is really making our work easier is this protocol. There are more protocols in AI that have come up. For MCP is the Model Context Protocol. So when we move to MCP, we are giving the AI the memory, and it's able to have the context across all the interactions. So for this one, an example of where it comes in handy. Let's say if you want to, for example, you can pass, let's say, a task details from, like, let's say you're working on a project that involves, like, you need to summarize data, and then you plan a meeting, and then you let's say execute, let's say you send an email. Like you have to, that's where the MCP comes in handy. The good thing about MCP, you don't have to keep repeating the prompting instructions you're giving to your model, because it can remember everything. Yeah. So at the moment, the MCP and A2A are the ones that are really, really, I'd say, booming, because at the moment you find that that's what most of the work you're building entails. For agent to agent protocol, that involves, like, here we are building agents. Now A2A, which is agent to agent protocol, it's making it easy to build autonomous agents that can communicate with each other, negotiate, and make collective decisions with or without the human in the loop, unless when it's required. So for another thing I'd like to say about A2A, the agents are able to, let's say I have an agent for summarizing the reports at work, and another agent for writing a summary, and then another agent for sharing the insights with the employees, with my fellow employees. A2A comes in handy. So I have, like, let's say 3 agents that are working together at the same time to ensure that a task is getting accomplished. So yeah, so for this particular, how this is how the AI has been evolving over time. We are now, and AI is a very fast-paced technology. You find that, let's say 2022, you're working with just building RAG chatbots, and then from nowhere, people were like, let's make the chatbots more intelligent, and then we started incorporating memories, and now the chatbots are able to reason, to make decisions by themselves, and able to accomplish tasks. And then from there, after some time, the MCP protocol came up, and now it made it easier to even build better models, I'd say. Yeah, and then also the A2A. These are just a few of the things. Okay, these are just a few of the evolutions in the AI space. There is more, So if you go do more research, you'll find them. Yeah. So after that, I will let you know what are the use cases we have. We work to solve in the business using AI. So for these use cases, these are the just few I could think of for now, but there are so many ways that you can use AI in the workspace, so many products that you can build in the workspace. So this will be just pointers. So mostly you find that in the workspace, you have the mundane tasks that you keep doing every single day. Let's say, for instance, writing documentations after you've worked on a use case, and you require, of course, the documentation to show how you worked from the start to the end of the project. Instead of you sitting down and writing the documentation, you can build an agent to do that for you. So this is like one of the things that you can use, one of the use cases in the wherever, in the workspace or in the current world that you can use. Also, let's say you are a recruiter, you usually receive so many CVs in a day, and you have to manually read through each of them to get the best candidates. This is a very time-consuming task. So instead of you doing it like going through the 1,000 CVs or millions of CVs, AI can come in handy, whereby you can use it to help the recruiters understand the content of the CVs and to be able to make the decisions on hiring faster. Another use case where you can use AI, of course, the building of the chatbots. There are so many ways that you can use the chatbots. For instance, you can build a chatbot for support. Let's say you have a website and most of the people find it hard to, maybe they forget how to do a process like resetting their password, or like you can just build a chatbot for resetting your password and maybe answering common questions for a website that you built. So also we have another way I have seen people use AI. I have seen so many people who have come up with help applications, like building things like GitHub Copilot to make it easier for the developers to write better code, or something like Casa, which is like your assistant when it comes to coding. Even at the moment, there's another one, Claude Code, that can really come in handy when you're writing code. And this has made it very easy for the software developers to write code faster and to deliver their work in a very short period of time. Also, another way that AI can be used in the business, it can come in handy when it comes to automating reports. Let's say reports and updates. Let's say you usually send the same report every single day to your customers or leadership. Instead of you doing it every single day, and it can be very, very boring, very tasking, AI can come in handy. Let's say you can even build an AI agent that will be writing the report for you, and even getting insights from the report and sending it to the right people. Also, another way that you can use AI, the use cases around AI in the business. You can use AI when it comes to email sorting and prioritization. Let's say you are someone who receives very, very many emails in the workplace. Let's say, okay, so many emails. They can be for work, they can be for promotional messages, emails, and the sort. Let's say your how do I call it? Let's say your email is so cluttered. AI can come in handy to sort. You can build, let's say, an AI agent for sorting and prioritizing and for guiding you which emails to prioritize when it comes to replying to them and so forth and so forth. So there are so many use cases, even including like building AI agents for serving customers. Let's say you are a person who serves the customer every single day. You have to interact with the customers instead of if you have other things to do and you feel like for that serving the customers you can delegate it to AI. It's also another way of using AI. Like you can build an agent to assist you with customer serving and so forth and so forth. So before I conclude, I'd like to go through the chatbot. Oh, sorry, the chat to see the questions you have for me. Thank
I can assist you with some of the queries.
you. Okay.
There is one by the name, okay, it's an anonymous, decided to be anonymous. All right, whatever anonymous means. I have one query to engineer. You said you specialize in AI, but we've learned all these stuffs, ML, NLP, neural networks, all of which are branches of AI. Why do you still need the ML guys when you have specialized in AI that encompasses all these fields? And then kindly stress on the teamwork. Some of us struggle when working with teams.
All right. So yeah, that's a very good question, and I'm very glad you caught that. Nice. So yeah, you are a data scientist, you have all these skills, you can build machine learning models, you can build chatbots, you can build you can use neural networks, you can use every other way of solving a problem that you might think of. So why do we need the machine learning engineers to deploy for you? So sometimes you can find a full stack data scientist or developer who is able to deploy the project for themselves. But mostly you find that the data scientists are focused on building and not deploying. Like you build the model, it's working perfectly in your server or your laptop, but of course the people you've built for won't consume it from your machine. So that's where the MLOps engineers come in handy. They are specialized they're called MLOps, machine learning operations engineers. They are specialized when it comes to deployment of the models. But if you are a full stack data scientist who can do everything, you can still do that, but mostly to prevent spending a lot of time like in deployment, you can work with the machine learning operations engineers. And also for AI, they are called LLM ops, like large language models operation engineers. Their work is mainly, you can find that someone who is so skilled in just deployments and yeah. So yeah, I hope I have answered your question.
That was candid. That was candid. Another query I can see from Stephen Onyango is like, how was your transition from data science to working with AI? How did you know how to work with AI tools, and what's your main challenge? Asking because I feel like the struggle catching up with constant tech changes? Yeah, your response and advice will be appreciated.
All right. I have remembered there was a question regarding teamwork. Teacher Chakin, what was the focus like for teamwork?
The teamwork is emphasized. Why do you need to learn about teamwork? Because some people find challenges where they are taught to collaborate in group work. And in real world, you've told us that you work with teams. Yes.
Yeah. So as a data scientist or a developer or an AI engineer, you will be working with people that will be ranging from the stakeholders. The stakeholders are the people who bring the use cases to you to solve, or the person you're building for. It can be it can be, how are they called? Even data engineers. Sometimes also another question that is kind of tied to the very first question, we have data engineers and their work is to build pipelines to ensure that whatever product you're building, you have the right data for that. Like they build pipelines for you to have the right data to build a model or a product that requires data. So you will be working with these people, data engineers, machine learning operation engineers. You will be working with product owners. These are the people who know how the product should look like. Like they are like the customer of that product, I'd say. A customer is someone who will end up using it, I'd say. So even apart from that, from your team, like of data scientists, no man is an island. You will need to collaborate with your fellow data scientists. Sometimes you might work on a project that requires you to work on it as a team. So collaboration comes in handy. And also sometimes you might even work on hackathons. Let's say you're doing a hackathon. Most of the times you find that for you to deliver a hackathon use case, you'll have to work with a team. It can be a team of 2 or 3 or whichever. So teamwork is just very, very key when it comes to building tech related products. You will be working with so many people in the market, in the business. Yeah. The other question was, you can remind me,
I can remind you
teacher?
the question from Stephen Onyango.
Yeah.
How was your translation from data science to working with AI? How did you know how to work with these AI tools, and what was your main challenge? Asking because I feel like it's a struggle catching up with the constant tech changes. Your response and advice will be appreciated.
Oh, thanks, Steve, for that question. It's a really nice question. It got me thinking, like, yeah. So for me, the transition was not hard because I feel like, when you get into data science, the very first of course, the very basic thing you should do as a data scientist is to get your fundamentals right. By fundamentals, I mean the Python, the data science packages like NumPy, Pandas, knowing how to build models and the sort, and even linear algebra, statistics, probability, all those things which assist you to understand the use case you're solving and how to solve it. For me, it kind of felt like I was building on my linear regression. It felt like I was building, because for AI, you're still using Python. The large language models, they're working like behind the scene, they're using linear regression. Like it's like linear regression on the steroids. And once you have an understanding of the working of the other models, and now adding another technology on top of it, it was not hard. But I understand where you're coming from. Sometimes it can be very hard to keep up because new technologies, new AI related technologies keep coming up. But my advice will be for you to get your fundamentals right, because whichever technology that will come up, you will just be building on top of the basics that you have. So things like things like knowing the frameworks well, using the open source resources we have. Of course, also through the program, you get guided through the tutorials and the classes you have. Yeah, so it's all about it's also as if you are kind of keen on the my day to day, you see after 5 p.m. it's like my time to learn. So that's the time to learn new frameworks, new technologies, new things that have come up. Yeah, you never stop learning in this field. I hope I have answered you still.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That was very candid. There's another question from Lower. What are some projects someone should take from for him to land job, and what are some of the skills you feel one should have for him to land a job? And what are the qualification? Can you land a job with boot camp certificate, and can someone work while still at uni?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. So when you're starting out, it's very key for you to build your portfolio. You can build your portfolio using GitHub or even a website where you are documenting the work you're doing. And I usually advise people to make it very diverse. Like let's say AI, there are so many use cases around AI. Let's say if you focus on RAG, there are so many use cases around that RAG. Because RAG is not just one concept. There are so many, it's tied to so many other things. Like we have naive RAG, we have agentic RAG, we have. So my advice will be for you to go sit down, write down all the topics around AI. Let's say for RAG, for agentic AI, for MCP, for agent to agent protocol, and try, if you are focusing on looking for a job as a data scientist, that's what I'd say, or an AI developer, that's what I'd say. Make sure you have so many projects, diverse projects. Don't just work on one kind of project, like you're just working on RAG or you're just working on agentic systems. Like make it broad. Make sure your portfolio is diverse, it has all those things, and make sure when you go to interviews, you get to make sure the person interviewing you knows about your portfolio. Like bring it up, talk about it, take them through the projects you've built. It will put you in a very good position as compared to the other candidates. So what other resources are out there? For that one, there are so many open source resources. There are so many people who have written papers. There are so many YouTube videos. You just have to search. What are you focusing on learning today? You go search for that particular thing and then you get to see it. There are so many sites out there that you can use to learn. And there are so many books. You just have to do your due diligence and don't just use one. one resource. Yeah, push yourself and get to use as many resources as you can. That's what I would say there.
Beautiful, beautiful. That is beautifully answered. There's another question. Um, what measures from Enoch Otieno, what measures should be put in place during AI development so that human touch is not completely traded by technology? Or maybe, yeah, traded technology. I hope that's what Enoch wanted to ask. What measures should be put in place during AI development so that human touch is not completely traded by technology?
Oh, nice. Okay. So for that one, I would say it's dependent on the use case you're working on. There's a use case that you would like to have a human touch, and there's a use case that you might not need to have a human touch necessarily. So if you want your use case to also, that's why it's very key to involve the person you're building for from the word go, to be very keen to know what do they want? Do they want human touch to be human in the loop to be included? And if that's the case, then when you are working on your approach, you should find a way to put it there. Because if you come to, let's say, one AI developer or one software engineer, and you tell them this is the issue I'm facing, and you go to another one, you tell them the same issue, trust you me, they won't solve the issue the same way. You can use many ways. There are so many ways to kill a rat. You can burn the whole house. You can run after it. There are so many ways. So yeah, but it's dependent on the person you're building, what's their need. If they need the human in the loop and the touch, then of course you have to find a way, like the approach you're using should incorporate that. The goal here is to deliver products that are customer centric.
Oh, thank you. I love the way you are so practical on this one. Hey, these guys, I hope you are enjoying this like I am. Another query is for me who finds the whole concept new, Nancy Kerubo, it seems I still have big road to journey on. Is there a shortcut? Somebody is asking whether there are shortcuts.
There are no shortcuts, but you can make it fun. You just have to understand yourself as a person, which is my best way to learn. Let's say you are this person who is lazy, they don't like reading, but they like listening to TikTok videos. Why don't you make those TikTok videos to be for AI? I'm sure there's content for AI in TikTok. Let's say you are this person who likes staying on social media all the time. Why don't you just focus on looking for materials related to what you want to learn? Also, if you're not a person, if you're not those kind of people who love reading, but they like listening, you can consume the content through listening. So it's all about understanding yourself. There's no shortcuts because you have to understand. And then you have another thing I forgot to mention. You have to do. It's the only way, because you can learn theory and then after some time you just forget. But when you learn and then you do it, it gets, is it ingrained in your brain? Like you can't forget it. So you just have to learn yourself. What kind of a person are you? And then you curate an approach that works for you as a person. I hope
Good.
that.
Thank you, Kerubo. Now you know there are no shortcuts, but there are some ways to hack it. Hilda Rokawi is asking, how many years of experience do you have in this field? And she told me not to ignore that. Mhm.
Nice. I'd say for AI, I'd say 1.5 years. And then for data science, I'd say this is my 3rd year for data science. And yeah, it's been and even right now, I feel like I need to learn some more. So yeah, I think I've answered you.
Thank you so much for that. Patricia Nyabura, hey, ladies are up to you. Where? Okay. You have beautifully elaborated your day in life as an AI developer in, let's say, controlled environments since you are employed. Before employment, did you freelance? And if yes, what are some of the projects and skills gained, both soft and hard skills?
Ah, nice. So for me, luckily enough, I didn't get to freelance because after uni, I got a chance to join a graduate program, and through that program, I'd say it kind of helped with my journey. But for someone, I really understand, like I see where you're coming from. Like maybe if you want to get into the freelancing sector, then you really have to build your brand. And okay, at the moment, I'm kind of, I'd say sometimes I freelance a little bit, like if I find an interesting use case out here and I would like to contribute, yeah, I usually do a bit of freelancing. And my advice for someone who has chosen the freelancing path is to work on your brand. And you can do that through posting a lot on LinkedIn, working on your portfolio, and joining other places where you can find clients, like there's this place.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Akwana Oliver is asking, how do you solve conflicts arising among your team while at work? I felt that is important.
Very nice. Yeah, of course, yes. Conflicts are unavoidable, especially when you work as a team and with humans. Yeah, so for my case, how I solve it, first of all, whenever you're solving the problem, don't focus on the person, focus on the issue instead of the person. Because when you focus on the person, it can get personal and you might end up ruining relationships, and you will need those teammates tomorrow or even in future, even after. You never know your future. You might end up leaving that organization, and maybe you meet those people somewhere else. So it's very key to maintain those relationships. So whenever you have any issues with your teammates or whoever person you're working with, always focus on the issue and not the person, and always do it with emotional intelligence. Like, be nice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So for those of you who are struggling in groups, now you know what to do. Okay, there's this guy who asked for Moses Wandame as the adoption of AI by women in Africa and worldwide is very low. What are your suggestions to be done to ensure that more women working with AI?
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I I have seen that. So it's kind of true. Actually, it's true, yeah. And I usually tend to think it's because the way we are baby girls, or we don't want to do the hard things, or AI is hard, or coding is hard. So what can be done is demystifying that, and starting. Actually, it will be there are so many communities out there that are doing that, like demystifying AI, and also getting the girl child to understand these concepts from a young age. Like you introduce coding to kids when they're open-minded and they can't think that they can't do whatever. Yeah. So yeah, demystifying, starting the young girls early, and of course, okay, yeah. And sometimes it's kind of out of hand, but I feel like if those things are done properly, it can solve that. That's according to my own opinion, though.
Thank you. That's very, very insightful. I just will take two more questions and then I will release you. So there's this one from Anonymous attendee. He says, what's the average monthly salary of an AIM or stroke ML engineer, for example, in Kenya?
Huh. Averagely, also used to ask that question, but you know what? You'd find that an AI engineer at Safaricom is being paid differently from an AI engineer in a startup or a different organization. But also it's kind of all right and key to know how your peers are getting the salary they're getting. So I'd say it's a very well-paying occupation. And with where the world is heading, it's here to stay. Like AI is here to stay. You just have to find a way to be part of this transformation. So okay, coming back to that, I'd say it's a six-figure salary and above. That's what I'd say. But it's really well paying and it's dependent on where you're working. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much. And Dennis Ruta is asking, which interdisciplinary skills will be most valuable to thrive in the AI space of the future beyond just coding? Which one will you advise us to focus on?
Yeah. So yeah, coding is the technical part and knowing how to solve a problem like curated, because you can know how to code, but getting to curate a good approach for every product, because all the approaches are not the same. Like I can ask you to build this product today, and then tomorrow I ask you to build a kind of similar product, but I won't expect you to use the same approach you used. So what was the question again?
And like which are
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
key
yeah. I
disciplines,
remember.
interdisciplinary? Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I've seen that people really need to have is communication skills. That is one area I have really struggled as a person, because I'm this person who likes working from a corner, delivering my work. I don't have to communicate, but when you get to corporate, you just have to communicate, because you have done this beautiful work, but it won't communicate for itself. You need to go to that meeting and present your findings. You have to go to that meeting and show people that you can solve this problem for them, because if you can't do that, no one will know your value. So communication skills and presentation skills, and those two, teamwork and collaboration. And then another thing I really encourage learners is to stack skills. Like never stop learning. Let's say you have this skill. Let's say you have a software development skill. It doesn't prevent you from learning data science. If you have, let's say, which skill, stack them up. You never know. In future, you might even end up starting your own company, and you will need to know how things are run. And from your stacking of skills, you'll find that you are even able to maybe run it by yourself, or even like there are a lot of advantages that come with stacking the skills. Never stop planning. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I think that's beautiful. A great round of applause to Rhoda. That's very, very, very great. That's very, very great. That was a great presentation. Amazing times for Q&As, I believe. Maybe Evans, do you have a question? I might be just saying, let's hear from JS Daddy. Do you have a question? Yeah.
Not really. My question was just answered by the person who asked, how did you transform yourself from data analyst to AI expert? And yeah, it was answered.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that was great, guys. That's all we had for you this session. We'll have more sessions like this. The aim is to inspire you. There is somewhere we want you to go. And that place is workable because there are people who are already there. Six-figure salary is in place for you. It's waiting for you guys. Yeah, and it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Know how to communicate. I think I've captured that. You should know how to communicate your results, especially because nobody understands tech. Don't expect that everybody understands tech the way you do. So it's you to communicate. You have to learn how to demystify those complex agendas into very simple and nicely packaged solutions. So thank you so much, Rhoda. Maybe I can give you just parting shot as you read, and how we can tell us how we can reach out to you, how we can contact you. Yeah.
Yeah. So before I give a parting shot, I've seen a question like, how can I get AI ML opportunities? So you can get them anywhere. Like let's say you focused on building your skill, you worked on your portfolio. Whenever you go out, wherever you go, be it let's say even in the gym or anywhere, wherever you're interacting with people, don't shut up. Let them know, by the way, I I have worked on this project, and then you let them know about the project and so forth and so forth. Don't keep quiet. Go to LinkedIn, make noise regarding it. And you never know who is listening. Like, always try to find solution, even look for a solution in the market and try to solve it, and then you will sell it, or like look for someone who needs that solution or something like that. But also LinkedIn comes in handy. There are so many jobs that are advertised there. Also Twitter, even Twitter, there are so many opportunities there. You just have to work on your skill. Yeah. Thanks guys for having me. Personally, I've had a good time. I look forward to seeing more learners from PLP thriving out there, and I'll be cheering you guys. For me, you can find me on LinkedIn, Rhoda Moraa. Yeah, that's my main place where you can find me. Looking forward to connecting with you guys. You can send requests, follow requests, and all that. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And one of way to verify that the loader you are following is good, check whether they are connected with Chakin. If you, yeah. Yes, that would be pretty good. Thank you so much, Rhoda. Thank you, JS Daddy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for showing up. You are the gemstones, you are our runners, the PLP Academy team. You are the people who have made this to be possible. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you. I won't do much anything else. This, like I said, this session will be shared also as part of the recorded sessions, and you'll be able to benefit from it in future. So most welcome. Follow Rhoda at LinkedIn, and you can also follow JS Daddy Evans. JS Daddy, what's your LinkedIn handle?
It's Evans Mutuku.
Evans Motuku, good. For me, my handle is Chakin Kim. Follow me as well, and it's follow us, and you might get good things. Yes, you will know every good thing that it comes up. Thank you so much, Loda, for making this wonderful and wonderful. A round of applause to Loda, guys. Let's give a good applause to Loda. She goes and yeah, so that she can have time to take supper. Yes, that is very, very good. So the session is over. So thank you guys. Have a good night. Have a blessed night. Adios. See you on Monday.